I got something to say. Somebody call somebody. Did you ever bite into a York peppermint patty and then get the sensation that you wanted to slap a kid in the mouth and punch their parents in the face? Well, I get that sensation sometimes. And I haven't had a peppermint patty this year. Now, listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. I'm not saying that I hate children. I'm saying get control of your kids. That it may be beneficial to where we get a bunch of experts. I'm saying we need to get like a whole bunch of Yale and Harvard psychology graduates who have extensive years-long study and a couple of different degrees in psychology and child development, that kind of thing. And then you get a whole bunch of people who don't have much education but have like 3 and 4 kids apiece. And then you get a whole bunch of them old church mothers that, you know, the ones who used to carry rulers and switches and actually used to make switches. Like they used to braid up old, like little green branches, then dip them in water for like 2 days and let them soak in the braid, and then they braid it out and whip it and just, you know, get those old church mothers, and then get them all them together in one room, and then make them write a book, and the book will be entitled "How to Raise Children That Other People Will Not Want to Kill." Somebody call somebody. Here's my issue. Now, I understand you love your kids. You want to defend your children. I don't have any kids myself, but I do have to live in the world with yours. Okay? Now, you gotta understand when you get to a certain point when it's not cute anymore. Okay? When they're a baby, it's cute. When they're 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 years old, it's not cute anymore. Por ejemplo. That's for example if you don't know any Spanish. When your kids are in public and they start crying, if your baby is 1 year old and less and can't actually use words and needs to cry in order to tell you that he needs to be changed or she needs a bottle, that's fine. That's acceptable because it's a baby. But when you have 4 and 5 and 6 year old kids stomping their feet and rolling all over the floor in the toy aisle because they don't want to get that color toy, is not acceptable anymore. That is not cute. It's aggravating. And let me tell you why it's aggravating. Because they know better. And you should know that they know better. Now here's something, a little secret that a lot of parents, especially newer parents, younger parents, parents who, you know, just kind of getting into the thing and read all the books but didn't actually follow any direction that they got from their parents, probably don't really realize. You really need to pay attention to how old your kids are. I mean, do you know how old your kids are? I mean, I understand that your kid's 4 years old, okay? I understand that. But do you understand how old a 4-year-old actually is? I remember one time when I was working actually in elementary school. I was working with a group of kids, K through 6, and I sat down in the middle of one of the free periods, and I had a full-fledged conversation with this third grade girl about politics. And she actually went off for a good little while about how she didn't think it was fair that these giant corporations could get bailouts when small companies like the one that her father worked at, when they got in trouble, they just had to close down and start over from scratch. She mentally understood that there were consequences and inequities in society, and her and I actually had a conversation about that. And for a minute, I actually forgot that I was talking to a third grader, and only actually caught back up with it when I had to go back and correct her homework because she couldn't spell her words properly yet. Somebody call somebody. Yeah. As a parent, you need to understand how old your kids are. By the time they hit 4 years old, by the time your kid is 4 years old, they don't have a properly fully developed mind. No, they don't. But they understand. They are getting the vibe you and your husband, you and your wife are putting out in your home. Alright? They understand when mommy and daddy are fighting. They understand when mommy and daddy are mad. They understand when mommy and daddy are happy. And they understand that if they work it out just right, they can get some kind of benefit out of it. Like, for example, they understand that if mommy is mad at daddy, and mommy is prone to wanting to make daddy mad when he's already mad, then mommy, why don't you buy me a toy? You know, because daddy said I couldn't have this toy. So can we go ahead and get? You know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and get you that doll that you wanted so bad. And then now the kid has a toy, and you and your husband have another argument, or like she can kind of halfway emasculate daddy, like daddy, can I have a cookie? Like your mama said you couldn't have cookie already. But I thought you was the man of the house, daddy. Kevin Hart example. Well, look, you can have cookie. Look, I'll say cookies. I'll say you can have cookie, and then now it's another fight over cookie. But the kid has the cookie, and you and your wife are fighting. Now, hey, these little suckers will work the system on you at 4 years old, and it only get worse as they get older. Like the way to kill the whole thing, set the foot down, establish from the ground up who the parent is. Make them understand before you even go to the store. We're going to the Walmart so I can get some sheets and some groceries. You're not getting a toy today. That's it. Nothing. And hey, if they don't like it, I'm gonna go ahead and let them throw their little fit. But then, when they get back in the house, pop, pop, pop. Yeah, bust them in the mouth. Tell you, we actually had gotten away from that real bad. And because see, I remember when I was a kid, I never embarrassed the adults in my family. It was always the other way around. I don't embarrass like you, like my mom and my aunties and my uncles and stuff. Like you want to throw a fit? You want to start a show? I can throw a show bigger than you can throw a show. And that's how it was. Like if I wanted to act up, they could act up right with me. They could do it better. They could throw the fit better than I could throw the fit in the store. And so I couldn't win either way. And at the end of the day, I still didn't get a toy. If I get what? All I'm gonna say is you don't gotta go that extreme with the thing. You really don't. But please establish the order of who is in charge in your house, because if you don't get them when they're 1 and 2, then by 3 and 4, they will be working the system on you. By the time they hit 10 and 11, the system will have been perfected, and they will have had that mindset that their way is the way that it's going to be. And then by the time they get to be teenagers and then into young adults, when it comes time for them to actually make some serious decisions about life, like when to have sex, or who to date, or who they should be hanging out with, or what they should be doing in their free time, or how they should be behaving in public, or how they should be behaving in school, and all of a sudden, as a parent, you realize that now, all of a sudden, you think they're old enough to be told something. Now they can't be told anything because they spent all the time when they were little actually developing the rules in their mind over what was acceptable and what wasn't. They were defying you, and now when they get old enough to look you eye to eye, you really can't tell them anything, and now and basically you're screwed. Somebody call somebody. Anyway, that's all I really got to say about that, fam. Like, favorite, subscribe. My Facebook and my Twitter is in the description bar below. Remember, what you do today will reflect in tomorrow. Hi, family. Peace.